This is a universal serial bus, or you can simply call it a USB. When I plug this into a smartphone or a camera, they immediately speak the same language, because when electrons flow, data moves. However, if I plug this same device into my head, nothing happens. Not because I don't have a port on my head, but because this USB relies on flow of electrons to transmit data. However, my brain relies on ions to do the same thing. I've actually made a video about it, so you can check it out here, of course, after watching this video. So, computers are made up of this dry silicon chip, but my brain is made up of some wet, salty, gooey material. So, how do we build a bridge between two worlds that are fundamentally different? How do we hack the brain without destroying it? This is Marvin, and you know what? Let's talk about it. To connect a wire to a neuron, we need to act a little bit like a spy. What do I mean? It's because neurons don't scream, they whisper. So when a neuron fires, it creates a tiny change in voltage outside of the cell. We are talking about microvolts here. So for you to be able to detect this tiny change in voltage, you just can't plug on a helmet and wish for the best. It's just like you trying to listen to a conversation in a stadium while standing outside the parking lot. It's just too noisy that a person who has just done nothing gets more useful information than you. So we need to get inside. And in order to get inside, we use what we call an electrode. So this electrode acts like a microphone next to the cell. So what this electrode does, it detects this small change in voltage, and after detecting it, it translates it into ones and zeros that our computers understand. At the moment that electrode is the BCI, or the brain-computer interface. Here is a biomedical reality check. The brain has a consistency of jello, while silicon chips have the consistency of glass. So imagine I actually stick a knife into a bowl of jello. If I shake the bowl a little bit, what happens? The knife will cut through the jello. So our brain pulsates with the heartbeat. So meaning that if we stick some rigid metal wires into the brain, over time, these wires, instead of actually picking information out of the brain, they will actually cut through it. In that way, we not only affect the brain, but we even don't get what we want. And so, what will the brain do? The brain will try defending itself by actually forming scar tissues. And these scar tissues will actually wall off the intruder, and in that way, we can't be able to get any information from it, and that is wasted energy. So companies like Neuralink are actually turning away from needles. They actually use threads. These threads are flexible polymers that actually don't affect the brain but float with it. In that way, it does not cut the brain, it doesn't affect it, and we get at least more useful information than. But let's say we solve this current problem. We still have a math problem. Because our brain has 86 billion neurons. The best implants we have right now can only work with about 1,000 to 3,000 neurons at once. This is like trying to watch a 4K movie using a drinking straw. You do get some data, but you don't get the whole picture. To truly merge with AI, to have telepathy, and to download Kung Fu, like from the Matrix, we need to record millions of neurons simultaneously. And right now, we just seem not to have the bandwidth. We are trying to download the internet using dial-up connection from the 1990s. So we currently have a material problem and a bandwidth problem, but honestly speaking, we are getting closer. Every year, the threads are getting thinner and silicon chips are getting smarter. Eventually, we may bridge the gap and we may trade our slow chemical brains for faster digital speeds. Don't ask me if it's a good idea or not. However, even if we trade our slow brains for a faster brain, does that mean that computers win? Does that mean that a faster brain means a better brain? Not necessarily, because our biological brains are still capable of doing something that AI still can't do. And I actually detail that in my video here. Watch this video to find out. Thank you very much.